And we are live. Hello to the Calypso Live Wednesday stream. I hope you are all very excited. You can't see me. I'm not in the studio. I'm in my office chair. And today there is Moritz, the producer. Long time
Hey,
no see. Hey, how are you?
fine, great actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
cool. Yeah, because I'm not very good in Railway Empire, and I thought you are the right person to present the upcoming Railway Empire DLC. What is it about?
our upcoming Rare Empire DLC is about Japan. Yay! And I was
Yeah.
actually really looking forward to it. I like Japan a lot and I like Rare Empire a lot, so here it is. And we also put some additional work into it compared to the other DLCs. So, let's start with what's inside the DLC, I would say. So we got 3 new maps. Let's check them out in sandbox mode. If I go back. Whoop. So first off, we got a map that covers all of Japan, including Haikido, I think it's called, up here, that island. As usual, you can play it in the different eras, and this is available in the sandbox game and in the free game. Then we got 2 regions. We get Northern Honshu and Southern Honshu. And these are also available in Sandbox and in free game, but there are also 2 scenarios coming with the DLC. So check them out. Scenarios. We got our Northern Honshu scenario called the Rising Sun. This covers the early beginnings of the Rare Empire. Let us read the text here. Rising Sun. Following the rise of the imperial power and the end of the shogunate, traditional Japan is facing a radical change of direction. For centuries, the country had shut itself off from the outside world and thus slept through an industrial revolution. Now, the political system, society, and industry shall be reorganized based on the Western style. But is it even possible to overcome the isolationist policy of centuries in just a few decades? And this is what you will be covering in the Rising Sun scenario. This is a rather straightforward scenario. Where you got a strong red path in front of you that you're gonna have to follow. You need to finish this scenario first in order to unlock our second scenario, which plays in Southern Honshu. And this is the Twisted Paths. Much has changed in the land of the Rising Sun since the years of the First Rare Race, and Japan has turned to progress in an unparalleled display of strength. However, upheaval is once again looming on the horizon. Private railways have prioritized profit over everything else, and the accomplishments of recent years are beginning to fade. It is time for another change. And this is the actual scenario that I would like to play with you guys today, because this is, in my personal opinion, a more interesting scenario, since you're gonna have different ways to complete this scenario. First off, you're gonna start in a starting region, but then you can choose where to expand next. And I hope to get to that point with you today. So my devs told me that should be reachable within about 2 hours, and we got about 2 hours today, so we'll see. We'll need to hurry.
And welcome to all the viewers. Hey, Tolix83, the British Ace, and you have obtained an early code for the DLC. Nice. And Gamer1745 is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Alright, so if you guys got any questions, just write them in chat anywhere. Patrick will forward them to me, but for now, let's check out. First off, okay, the AI level normal, Rail network realistic, basic in my personal opinion more or less the only option. Pause mode, I like to go for manual because I like to plan it quite a lot of what I'm doing without getting pressured. Let's continue. So of course we got our customized player characters. We got a general who's displaying a samurai in this DLC. We got the gangster, our sumo ringer. We got the industrialist. I guess, to be honest, I don't even quite sure what he's going to represent. Is that potentially a monk with that thing in his hand? I'm not sure. You have any idea, Patrick? I don't
Oh,
know how
no.
strong your Japanese lore is.
No, my Japanese lore is, I think, pretty average.
Okay. Then we got
Snuffled,
our
hi, how are you?
engineer. We got our lady, which is supposed to be a geisha. And we got our trickster, who's a ninja. But, as usual, I'm gonna go with my favorite, which is the engineer. Cheaper locomotives and maintenance buildings free as, in my opinion, super strong in the early game. That's my name, Doc Moritz, and the name of our company, Kaizen. If I can remember correctly, Kaizen is a Japanese principle of always going for max efficiency in your company, and that makes perfect sense for me. Alright, let's start.
You see, I haven't heard anything about Kaizen in my life. You can watch and learn today.
I am pleased that you want to put yourself back in the service of our nation.
Okay.
The last few years have seen some undesirable changes, but let us see if we can find our way back to old virtues.
Okay, we just had our speaker, our narrator introducing the scenario. Oh, let's pause first, of course. So we're starting in this area here, which is, let's see, called Shoguku, I believe. Covers this area. So I actually know Japan quite a lot from Shogun 2 Total War, so this for me is the... What are they called? The Mori area.
Is it the home game?
Yeah,
Something like that? Oh, okay.
The Red Clan, the Mori, with the strong ships. That's what I always remember this area for. They also had, I think, a blacksmith somewhere around here. It was quite nice. Then we got this area here, Kinki, that's locked. And I think it does include Iga. Where is it? Ah, Kyoto. Kyoto's in here. That's where usually the emperor was residing.
Yayo1212. Hey, welcome to this preview stream of the Japan DLC of Railway Empire.
Okay, welcome. Then we got Shikoku with another one of our competitors. Who's here? I think that's Geisha. There she is. And we got Kyoshu with whom? Ah, the ninjas on here. Alright, but first off we're gonna stun this area. Let's check out the new map a little bit. We got those sites, which is part of the new DLC. These are basic tourist attractions that you can connect. This one is called the Itsukushima Shrine. The shrine is located on a sacred island of Mijajima, which may not be accessed without further ado. To get to the shrine, visitors must go by boat through the torii located in the water. Ah, there you go. Okay, and we got those sites that you can connect here to attract additional visitors. We'll try that out later on. We got one here. I think there are two over here. Let's see. We got the Hells of Beppu. Ah, nice pond. We got... the Wake Shrine. Let's see. There it is. The shrine was built on the spot where the official Wake no Kijomaru hid when he was banished by the Emperor. Okay. It is also said that the samurai Sakamoto Ryoma spent his honeymoon here. Okay. The shrine represents safe travel, academics, and architecture. That makes a lot of sense for us, I believe. Is there another site on here? I don't think so. Let's see over here. This is the island of the Shosokabe from Shogun. They got the best bow samurais. I thought there's one here as well. I guess not. Alright, let's check over here. This is ninja territory, Iga. There. Takeda Castle ruins. So this I actually looked up myself when I saw that first, because I know that the Takeda clan has been much further to the east initially, so I was kind of surprised, but this is actually a rather famous castle ruin in Japan. So, yeah. Alright, so that's one of our improvements in the DSC. One of the new additions. Another one are the actual buildings. If you check out, it's a blend between Western buildings, which came to Japan just recently, as well as traditional Japanese buildings. So you can see this building here, for example, is all representing Japanese architecture. As well as our train station. And let's see, can we see some rickshaws? Here. So you don't have any horses pulling your cars through town, you actually got rickshaws. There, that guy. We're gonna follow some trains later on and we can check them out further. What we also got is the cherry blossom. We'll see that further in the game. And also an autumn season. Gonna change through. It's very noticeable. You're gonna see it in a bit once we start playing.
From Yayo1212, he asks if you are the producer of this game.
I am the producer, yeah. That is correct. And we also got all of those wares. So actually this makes it rather hard for veterans of the game, so at least for me, because all of those wares got new icons and there are even new goods. And I really don't know which goods I need to do what and so on. I really need to experience it. I mean, turning wood, where is it? Wood into lumber, that's something I probably remember, but the other stuff? Plums into plum wine, that makes sense. That's we got. Salt, chickens, coal. Okay, coal we got from the old games. Paint. Interesting. Machine parts. Automobiles. Yay. Alright, let's see. 1 second. Oh, another feature that we're gonna check out a little later on is this one, the Travelers. So basically you can set your individual ticket prices for each express line now to squeeze out some extra money on the people on those lines. So I think we should just start playing. I'll show you around. And we also, before we start playing, let's check out our tasks. So we need to connect 5 railway stations to your railway network. It says until 1901, and that's always until the end of the year. So basically we've got 2 years to do that. And if we want to get the most score out of this task, we need to beat it in half of the time. So this would be after 1 year. Not sure about this one, but for the other ones it should be rather easy. We need to deploy some trains. And we need to transport sake to towns. And I did try out this scenario before, and I know that down here in Kure, they are producing sake. So they need rice and turn into sake. Rice can be found up here.
From Gamer1745, which country is next for DLC, Russia or India?
That's a trick question. I can't answer it. I'm sorry.
Yes, but
Interesting
this is now, this is the future, this is the new DLC.
For now, I would be excited about this one. I am pretty excited, and I'm actually looking forward to play it, which we're going to start now. So we know our tasks. What I always like to do first is just get additional money. Take bank loans, just the most. Because you're just going to make more and more money later on in the game, right? So you just need enough to start out with. And what I'm also doing is basically demolishing all of those pre-built tracks. Because our company is called Kaizen for a reason, we're gonna improve it to maximum efficiency ourselves. And these, what's it called? Cornery lines. It's not straight lines, those tracks, so they're not the most efficient. I don't like that. Alright. I like to play with train stations with signaling control. Love this edition. Though they are quite expensive, especially at the beginning, so we need to be smart about this. Another thing you want to check out whenever playing a scenario is which trains do you get access to at the beginning. And I got access to one of our new introduced Japanese engines. So in this DLC there are 9 new engines, and the first one is the class 8620 Hachiroku, I believe. All locomotives previously built in Japan are unique pieces, whereas the 8620 is the first passenger locomotive to be produced in large quantities. Thanks to its quality and durability, it will dominate the passenger platforms for many years to come. So this is an express train, so we want to transport passengers first. There we go. And it is also a quite advanced one. If you check out the tech tree, we are already in the last part of the tech tree, and you got all of this other areas that are we went past already. So let's see. This one is also one of the new Japanese ones. The Mikado is one of the old ones. This one is another unique Japanese one, so we got plenty. We can unlock the freight one rather easy. We need 100 points, we get 40 a month, so after 3 months we can already unlock the freight. First freight engine, that's good.
Taking the existing railway network and selling everything for profit could be the Deutsche Bahn. From Snufford. Nice.
Actually, we should probably just get rid of the whole Deutsche Bahn network, because it's not great. Yeah, I think there are other countries that do it much better.
Hello. How are you in the chat? Vesrilks. Hope I spelled it right.
Okay. I think we can get away with 4 of those expensive train stations to begin with. Well, okay. Now we need to connect them. And especially at the early tracks, I really try to avoid anything that's expensive. And expensive are tunnels and bridges. So let's see if I can squeeze out the cheapest price. I can. Nice. Let's do this and that. Good. There's a tunnel. No one likes tunnels. Of course, they're not, if you have your trains go on such an incline, they're gonna go slower. So later on, what I usually like to do is just build them straight, whatever it's recommended, once I got enough money. But for now, we need to manage carefully.
These being exclusive engines to this DLC from Yayu1212.
What was that? What is the question?
Exclusive. No, it was not a question. He understands these being exclusive engines to this DLC. I was just checking other comments.
So we got 9 exclusive engines coming with the DLC.
Oh.
See, why can I not? Just this one. There's a bridge. Bridges are expensive. Ah, that is better. Yay. Cheap. I like that. And we're gonna see one of our first exclusive engines going down those tracks in a second. Let me just build up my initial train setup. Let's see, so I'm always placing them because I'm planning ahead where I want to connect them. This is gonna be my express goods network that I'm gonna be used for everything in the beginning. Later on, I usually like to set up a completely different set of tracks just for freight goods, because these need to be straight as possible for the express trains, just to be fast. And at the beginning, we're gonna use them for everything, but always express first for me and later on freight. So Miyoshi, for example, will go to Kure and Hiroshima. It will also go to Fukuyama. Will go to Matsue. And also to Totori, I think. I could connect those two as well, but I'll probably just have them go via Fukuyama. So from Fukuyama to here, to Kure, to Miyoshi, and to Okuyama. It's probably fine. So
From Leon L. He can't wait to get this. You can pre-order this and we'll get a little bit of a discount. I saw it before we started the stream. Although some of the buildings could look more Japanese, is there some story-related thing? Do you know? Something with the buildings?
as I said before, there is a blend of buildings. Because at this point in history, there has been a lot of Western influence already in Japan. So Japan did open up in the recent decades. So you do have those traditional Japanese buildings, yes. But you also got a blend of those Western industrialization buildings in here. So
Okay.
you got here, that's a nice Japanese one. Those are more Western style houses. This brick building, of course, Western style. But the train station is a nice traditional Japanese building. So we got a blend of those different cultures in here, which I think is pretty cool and fits from a history point of view, as far as I'm aware.
From Lord Jim, the Steam page states 8 engines. Is that an error?
Let me check my list.
And we can check that. But thanks, Lord Jim, for the info.
That's right, I was wrong. It's 8 engines. I'm sorry.
Okay. So we have the answer. From Yayo1212, I think we should be able to use the engines on the other maps when playing in sandbox mode.
The engines. So this is always, it really depends on the maps, because most maps have your own unique set of trains already. You can only have a certain amount of trains available on each playthrough, and we got more trains in total already than we could include in one playthrough. That's why, for example, if we would just put all of the new trains made into one game, that just wouldn't fit. There's not enough space. If you go through the research tree, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 over, what is it? I think 5 different periods, like 50-ish engines that you can get into one playthrough if you play through the whole decade at once. And we got more than 50 engines available. That's why it's in Sandbox. It depends on the map you're playing on, which trains will be available. Especially if you compare the original US trains to the Europe trains, it gets quite complicated which train is available where. So yeah, unfortunately you can't play the Japanese ones on every map because of that. Okay. I really hope I didn't mismanage now. I don't have much money left, but I do have cheap trains because I'm playing with the engineer. Let's see. Okay, placing the signals. Okay, and once you did place your initial signals, so what I'm always... I actually messed it up. Okay. Interesting. I usually place them the other way around, but fine. So always, you just need to place your initial signals, your stopping signals here, and then you could just hold Shift, and then you can see it will automatically place them all along the way, which makes it easy. Not Shift, sorry, Control. Zack, zack, there you go. Same here. Zack. And you can tell that you did place your initial signals already by when those bars are moving. So on this track, for example, I didn't place it yet. That's why it's not moving, the stripes. That tells me I need to go down here and place my other one. Yeah, see here. I messed it up on some of them. I usually like to have my trains always going right. The right way. Okay. Place these. Those are placed. So thankfully the maintenance buildings are for free because I'm playing the engineer. Okay, trains. Trains are also much cheaper now because I'm playing the engineer. So what I like to do, passengers and mates only. I always give them an X first, so because it's going to be in my express lines. Oshioku. So that's one of our new trains. Then I just like to, if it's a long distance train, I just like to clone it right away. There we go. And thus just go and set up rail line and just switch them out. So now I got two lines, one starting Miyoshi and the other one starting Kure, and directly going opposite of each other. That's good. So it's the same here. This one is a short one, so I'm just gonna send one train here for now. Locomotive. All good. Yeah, I'm actually a little short on money, so you're gonna wait a second now before I can buy the other engines. In my initial playthrough, that just went better.
Yayo he understands that with the engines, but he thinks in the sandbox mode, players should be allowed to choose any engine from any DLC.
Well, you kinda can depending on the setting you're playing in. You cannot choose them directly, that's true. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting idea. If you head to the Steam forum, there's a section for ideas. And that's where you should voice those ideas, so that we can have them scheduled or written down somewhere, and that's where we always look up if we need new stuff to experience with. Or to play with.
From Fresh 8, is there only this one map with the southern half of Japan?
No, there's actually 3 maps. So it's Southern Honshu, which we're playing on now. There's Northern Honshu. And there's a full Japan map as well. So 3 maps. But you got 2 scenarios coming. One is the one we're playing right now, which is in Southern Honshu. The other one is in Northern Honshu. Yeah.
And from White Snow Owl, sorry to ask about another game, no problem. But I saw that an upcoming DLC was announced for Port Royal 4. Will there be a stream for that as well? Yes, we're planning that. And you will get more and more information during this week, next week. I think in maybe 2 weeks we plan to do a Port Royal 4 Buccaneers DLC stream, yes, on Wednesday. Looks like. From now on, 2 weeks.
Okay, I really need to buy my maintenance sheds now. Maintenance station? No. Where is it? Supply towers, of course. Because I didn't have the money for that. And especially those later era trains require a lot of water. I think it's water. But these ones need, let's see. Yeah, filling up on water was all empty.
From Prazzle Razzle, will this be the final DLC or are others still planned? I have a standard answer for questions like this.
Okay.
Prazzle Razzle, I don't know if you are on the YouTube channel Calypso Media or on Calypso Live. We have 2 YouTube channels. If you haven't subscribed to Calypso Live yet, this is a good way to get your information. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and as soon as I have the permission to make a video about new DLCs, new games, then you will find it there. And when you have activated the notification bell, you will get the info. There is a new video on Calypso Live. You don't have to search around for some articles. And so this is a tip. You don't need to subscribe. Maybe try it out.
Well, yeah, that was a long answer. The short answer is we can't tell. I guess. Less diplomatic answer, I know. But
Yes,
what I got for you here is the cherry blossom. Check that out. It's beautiful.
oh, but he wouldn't subscribe with this
Yeah,
simple answer.
well,
I have to sell my channel.
that makes sense, I guess. Okay, we also need a maintenance shed here. Supply tower, I meant. Okay, now we need more money. Actually, let's try this.
Well, you can see from Prezzo Razzle, yeah, this was fair enough. Yes, try that out. If you're not satisfied with the channel or the information, you can unsub this. This is not a problem, but it's the best advice we can give to you.
Come on. I do need a bigger station to connect this. It sucks. That's a lot of money. Okay, I'll connect it later. What I actually can do already... Now we can check out this new Travelers one. So, you do see your Travelers, all lines. How many passengers we transport in general. Passenger turnover, okay, that didn't calculate yet. But the average price. Actually, I think that is per line. We do see our different lines here, and we can actually click on it. Did I not? Oh, I forgot to set up trains for this line. That is money we're losing. It's not good.
Very good question from Snofford. How many railways do you recommend per connection? Right now, it seems you only have 2.
That is indeed a very good question. And that's something that does change. What you can do?
After the successful early
Okay.
years, after the private sector got access to the railway business, the 3 foundations have been forgotten, and only the money is of interest now.
We got our narrator talking when I want to talk. I'm sorry. So what you can do is here Workload Trains. If you click on the eye for the additional information, Workload Trains, and boom, you will get an overview of how much workload they're having. So green means they are basically almost empty, and that is because I just had them started. But if they're going back and forth a few times, you can see orange means they are filled but not fully booked, which is probably great. If you see all of those being red, then you should probably increase. So I think, let me check. Somewhere there's also average utilization. Okay, there you go. This tells us that this specific train is not fully booked. It's only 64% of the capacity is booked. This is totally fine. Later on, we're gonna see red trains, and that tells us, hey, you could potentially run more trains here. In the beginning phase, I start with the express trains because they are generating a lot of money, and I just do 2 for longer tracks and 1 for short ones, like here. But I always keep this in check. And of course, this will get more once the towns grow, because that means more passengers. Let's check out our travelers. So, for example, let's check this sign. Sorry. So open it up again. Click on. There we go. Oh no, this is. Okay. So you can see right here, for Fukuyama, how many passengers arrived, how many passengers got transferred, and how many passengers departed. This is interesting to understand if this is a town that a lot of passengers are going through instead of staying there. If you got a high turnover, that means, for example, if I had those 3 connected, And Fukuyama had a lot of passengers transferred. That means a lot of people are going from here over Fukuyama, potentially to Miyoshi. That means it would probably be worth connecting these two directly. But I can see for this one, the average ticket price is 106 at the moment. Let's see. I think I somehow... Ah, there we go. Okay, I need to double click on that. I can see how happy these people are here. You see their current popularity just from Fukuyama to Kure. There. You can see price factor is 0, building 0, but travel time. These trains are going very fast. That makes them more popular. And the passenger rating is also slightly increased. That can come from technologies, from additional wagons you put on your trains, or also from the actual trains. Because your trains do have, check it out, a passenger rating of 113. So that's above average, of course. It's over 100%. That's why we're getting an increased rating here. And what I can do now is increase the actual prices. So I get more money from it. And I think that should put us in general to about 100% popularity, which sounds about right for me. Do it for the other ones as well, just for the additional money. But I need to keep that in, keep checking that, because of course that can get adjusted. For example, if I put more trains on this track, the travel time might get reduced again, and people would get unhappier, and then less people would be traveling, which would be bad. We do have a lot of money. I can unlock my first freight train. And let's see. I can either connect this one first, Matsue, or I'm gonna connect my rice. I think I'm gonna connect Matsue first. So from Matsue, where do we wanna go? Not down here. That's way too far. So we wanna go to Miyoshi. We wanna go to Totori and to Okuyama, I guess. So that way, to the south, to the east, and to the southeast. That depends now. That's gonna influence how I'm gonna place my station. There we go. That makes sense. A direct train through here. And this is not exactly even terrain. So right now this is over 1 million because of all of those tunnels. We don't want that. Let's get rid of all of these tunnels, please. Okay, that won't work.
Question from David House. How much will the DLC be?
Oh, Paddy, do you have an answer for that?
I will check that out. I
just
checked it out right before the stream, but I must say I saw there is a discount for pre-purchase. We'll check that on our Calypso Media site.
I just discussed it with a colleague as well the other day, but I forgot. Because I'm actually not in charge of the prices. I'm just in charge of developing the content. Pedro, tell us in a minute.
Yes, we
So
have.
it
So
has
it's
been... Okay, you
it
first.
is 9.95 euros, and later it will be 11.99. So now it's 9.95. Later it will be 11.99. So it's 17% discount at the moment. And if you purchase it via our Calypso Media Store, head over to our website calypsomedia.com, and there you can buy this game, and you will get a Steam activation code, and then you can play it via Steam.
Yeah, sounds good. So this was actually more than 1 million. Now it's 150. It's still a lot of money, especially in the early game. I wonder... Yeah, because next, after we establish this connection, we want to connect all of our rural businesses. We want to get our rice, we're going to get the wood, we want to get the... Let's see, where is it? The octopus. I don't know, the salt. I think the salt comes later. Let's see. Ah, here. The soybeans, I think. And we're just gonna have them use this express lines for now. Because it's the early games. Later on they're gonna get their own trains where they can go slow with all of these wagons.
I just posted the link to our store with the Railway Empire DLC. If someone is interested here on YouTube and Twitch, here it is.
Engineer. So meanwhile, we actually did get office personnel. Best guys ever. We got a chief engineer, which increases our weekly growth of innovation points. Love those guys. Which means more technology. Comes in very handy in the long run. Now we're just waiting for more money. Making sure all of our trains are happy. Yep, and you can see those ones with the lightning. Those are express trains, which means they're yielding additional money. Because they're going so super fast. We do want more passengers. Thank you. So, oh, another chief engineer. Yeah, I don't really mind either one. They're both level 1. We'll just keep the one we got. Too bad, I would have liked another guy from our office. But that's what it is. We got the technology. We also got another guy. Oh, professor. Ooh. A lot of... Oh no, he's gonna reduce my innovation points. We don't want that. Okay. For money, money is great, but technology is also great. Right. And why I'm always placing the supply towers not at the first signals, but at the second one. What I want to have my trains do is, because the thing is, when they are going to a signal station, they're going to slow down, they're going to stop. So I want them to have a very long path where I can just go full speed. But I don't want to set it right here, because later on the trains can actually group up and just wait for the supply tower. That's why I don't want to have it right next to the train station. I don't want the train station to get blocked. That's usually the place where I'm comfortable with the supply towers. So 2 signals in from a train station. Okay. Interest for bonds. Yeah, still worth it. That should be enough money for additional express trains. Let's do our X for express, so we can find them later. That one, the Hachiroku. You need to excuse my Japanese. I basically don't speak any, but I like the country a lot. Need to go there at some point. Have you been to Japan yet, Patrick?
Never.
That's actually.
I will. Yes, I will. So it's. I'm very interested in that culture, but more the modern stuff, I think, because I'm surprised, very related or addicted to video games. And I've heard this is a good place, and maybe visit our office there in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's true. We got our own. We got our Calypso Japan office now. It's actually quite interesting. I think the first place where I want to go, once we can travel again after this whole fun Corona situation, is Japan. It's like very high up on my list.
Yeah, but my family is not so interested in visit Japan. I don't know. Maybe my younger daughter when she is a little bit older.
Yeah.
But,
It's funny that you, well, for the Japan, I'm not that into the Japanese video games. It's not my. I did try. They did have a game. Basically, they sold it as this is the Total War of Japan. I bought that one.
Okay.
I think it's. What was it called? Just had a name of a famous samurai, I think.
Okay.
But I wasn't that impressed. I did play it for a while, but.
You're more interested in the sites and the culture.
Yes, for strategy games, as I'm. For video games, I'm all out. Just 1% strategy gamer, so
Mm.
It's not really. And I also, the Japanese art style mostly is not to my taste, say it like that. So I always prefer,
Kawaii Lipso Office from Snufford.
basically.
El
But I do,
yeah.
sorry, I do think the Japanese are quite similar to us Germans actually in terms of values, core values, like that whole efficiency stuff. That's what I like
Yeah.
about them.
Yes, I think so.
Always makes me feel familiar to them already.
Yeah, I would love to travel to Japan one day, yes. I have a friend and he was there and he was so excited about their toilets that he installed one in his house. A typical Japanese toilet with all that special functions, you know?
Well, I don't want to make a big topic out of it, but I'm
No.
not too fussed about those toilets. Uh, okay, let's start transporting some rice. Because apparently people like rice a lot.
The Total War of Japan, isn't that just Total War Shogun from Snufford? Just with a
Right?
smile.
Kind of right, but there's actually a similar game developed in Japan. Was it Takeda Shingen? I'm not sure, I would have to look it up. But they totally got me with the advertisement saying, okay, this is a Total War of Japan. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
this is... But...
This is the movie that was shot in the same alley as Batman Returns. Something like that. Standing on the
well,
on the
yeah,
on
yeah.
the box, you know.
They got me, I bought the game. Oh, I also bought it at full price, basically
Okay.
initially when it came out, so
Hmm.
wasn't a good idea.
Yeah,
But you know, I
sometimes.
always give them a try. I think Fire Emblem, it's
Hmm.
probably from Japan. That's a pretty good
Yeah,
game, even though it's
it's for
not
sure it's
exactly
from
my
Nintendo.
type, but we are using it quite a lot as reference for our products.
Hmm.
Because we also want to try to stay up to speed what our competitors are doing. Well, I wouldn't even really call them competitors, because in the video game industry, I think if you like a type of game and there's two games that are good, you just buy both. At least that's what I'm doing usually. A faster locomotive is available. Oh no. Oh, this one. Okay. Let me unlock it and replace it for all of my lines. The C51, it's also a Japanese one. The C51 heralds the start of the golden era of Japanese locomotive design. Its previously unprecedented driving wheel diameter makes it an excellent express locomotive. I really don't know what a driving wheel diameter is, but sure. Choo-choo. Let's replace them all. Do we have already freight trains going? I don't think so. I'll just make sure it's passengers only. Da-da.
The best piece of Japanese culture are trash monster movies from Snuffle.
Well, I guess that comes down to personal taste. But
Mm,
I guess
yeah,
that's one of their strong points, potentially. I mean, we all need some trash movies every once in a while, right? Especially in these times. Okay. Oh,
definitely.
I think I did mess this up horribly, unfortunately. You see, what I'm always doing is my trains should ride on the right side, as you can see here. But what I did do for this track, and for that one, I misplaced the initial signals. And therefore those are going driving on the left side. And this destroys my whole setup, so I just need to
Now that can happen to
rearrange the
the
signals.
best Deutsche Bahn workers.
Yeah. Never happened to me before. I'd like to say it's probably not true. Can happen. Okay, so I want to go on the right side, just as here, so I need to place it on the left side. Please don't go left, Mr. Choo Choo. Same here. Please do not go left. And please do not go left. There we go. So I could, of course, place another signal here. But the problem is, if I had one train going all this way, here, and it needs to wait, then it could be that the wagons are standing over this dissection. And then it would block every other trains going here. That's why I always recommend for those intersections to not place signals inside of it, like those two. Nope and nope. So you can just hold control and click on it to get rid of them. And if there's a train already waiting, we just had a train waiting here, you can just double left click, and those trains are just getting reset, so that you can still do it. They're just going to start again from their initial station, so that's perfectly fine. Okay.
In Japan, they do drive the left-hand lane on roads.
Do they?
Fresh hate. Yes, they do.
Oh no,
So it's a mixed culture now. You have some Western influence.
I had
and
some
Eastern
bad experience with that, because
Oh,
was it on Mallorca even?
okay.
I think at that time I was living in Great Britain, and then I was
Oh.
on vacation on Mallorca, and then I got
Mhm.
totally confused about on which side of the road to drive, and then I
Okay.
just entered the circle, and I just went straight for the road where I wanted
Oh.
to go, and it was the wrong way. There was no other car around, so it was perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
But my girlfriend was just like, what just happened?
We are here in Germany. What are you doing?
Well, it is Mallorca. Some people like to call it part of Germany, but
Yeah.
that was actually quite funny. I also just got out of bed, basically. It was early in the morning. I was just still a little sleepy.
Oh, another idea from Yayo1212.
Right.
I think maybe we could get an expanded editor where we can make maps as well as free game scenarios.
I think that it's an editor for sure. Not sure about creating scenarios though. I know that you can create maps, and there has some custom created maps. Right, you wanna go on the right side. Yeah. But as I said before, please head to the Steam forums, into the feature requests subforum. And I assume those ideas are already in there. If you want to support them, just leave a +1. Or just say that you're gonna agree. And then we can add it to our backlog of things we wanna do. I'm actually quite surprised that a certain question has not arisen yet. I'm not gonna trigger it. But for some people some Rare Empire fans who might have followed the news, there was a leak. That's all I'm gonna say.
What? What kind of leak?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you now, because I would tell you otherwise.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it has been announced, not by us, but somebody else. Yeah. Something has been announced. Let's see. Okay, I did fix my signal situation, I think. Should be all good. Now we can get Rice over to Fukuyama. Yay. Let's see, which one is the right one? Kyuroku. The expensive one. Okay, the expensive one. Several trains are waiting to be activated. Okay. Let's see. The utilization, you can also check in your actual market cry. I don't want that. On your train stations, if you need to make them big or not. This one has an utilization of 33%, so that's perfectly fine. If this gets to 100 or more to 100%, then I would just expand it, which does cost money, of course. So I'm not going to do it now.
From Lionel, I do think that Japan should be more mountainous. It looks quite flat, this map.
Yeah, you got a point there. I thought the same the first time I saw the map. It's quite hilly in my opinion. Well, yeah, I guess you could argue about it. There are even bigger mountains if you go further east to northern Honshu, and especially on the full Japan map, it's very mountainous. So this just looks very flat, but it's actually not.
It's just that part.
Yeah. See over there, it's very hilly actually. There's a hill. There we go. But I do see where you're coming from. Small train station. Let's see. We do need. This is soy, right? Soybeans. Do we need soy in the early era? We do soybeans. All right. So as I said before, I'm just going to use my express lines now for the freight. This will slow down my express trains, but just creating a whole separate. Oh, my bad. Just creating a whole separate set of tracks now for the freight would just be too much money in the early game. Just do it later. There we go. Okay, we want to... Okay, this is... Don't go here. Get rid of you. Okay, yeah.
Oh, from Snowford. In his opinion, developers should release editors for every game possible. The community making content is the best thing that can happen to your game. I think there is a lot of modding. There is a big modding community out there for things.
It is, in general, it makes perfect sense. What we need to consider, of course, is how much extra effort it is. Warrior Empire is built with a custom engine. It's not made by Unity or the Unreal Engine, for example, so that does create a lot of additional effort required for setting up an editor. So
Yes,
I am quite happy that we do have an editor.
Yeah, Gaming Minds, they're using their own engine for Port Royal 4 as well as this game. And that's very impressive, especially when you can zoom out that much and then you can punch in and you have all these details.
Yeah.
From Storm Bree, hope this was right. Hello, one of my favorite railroad game series. I bought all DLCs. Thank you for making such an interesting game. I look forward to new mechanics in the game, new DLCs. Keep developing the games. Thanks a lot for your words. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. I mean, as a producer, in theory, you should always love your games. You do you like some more than others, of course, but Warrior Empire is one I always really enjoy playing, personally. So I was actually really hyped when we started working on this DLC, and I was looking forward to actually tonight playing it together with you guys. Because of all of those different projects going on, sometimes hard to find the time to just play them. Of course, we get them tested by our testers, but I need to manage my time carefully as a producer. That's
my two favorite Calypso games. You are the producer of them.
Is the other one Immortal Realms?
Yes.
That's funny.
I think it's the game I spent the second most time in the last 6 months.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always another problem when you're the actual producer. You usually love what you're creating, but you are playing it so much during development that afterwards you're just like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to play it anymore for now.
Yes, we have sometimes we have we have guys from our QA there, and there are people that have over 1,000 hours in Tropico or so, and that's really hard.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the type of player. I'm just that type of guy who likes to play a game as long as it's fresh and new, and then once I figure out all the mechanics and get it to maximum efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
it's getting boring for me quite quickly.
Okay.
Actually, Rare Empire is one of the better games keeping me hooked. Also because there's
Mm.
so much content out there with all of these DLCs and the initial campaign and the initial scenarios. There's just a lot of scenarios you can burn through, which is
Yeah,
great.
that's right. Yeah. You get a lot for your money. From Stormberry, I hope there will be a DLC about Russia one day. Can't tell anything about that.
I
Let's
do
hope
think
so.
Russia is an interesting area for sure.
Definitely.
Pretty large area though to cover. That's going to be some horrible cost for laying your tracks down. You should probably praise the general in there because he gets reduced cost for tracks.
Oh, from William Smith, is there ever a possibility of a crossover with other games you publish? For example, a Tropico DLC? I think that's very
Um,
difficult because Tropico, there's a different developer than Railway Empire.
that's true. Of course, in general, in theory, there is a possibility for sure.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, especially if you just do it content-wise. Let's say, for example, a tropical island DLC for Rare Empire, which would be like tropical DLC for Rare Empire. That's possible, of course.
Hmm.
Connecting them as games is near to impossible, I would say. The required amount of work that would need is not worth anything compared to the money that would cost us to develop.
Yeah, and
Because
that's
development costs, it's mostly paying the developers, so the actual people sitting there. It's not so much like material or anything else. That would just be a lot of man hours we would need for that. Probably too much. I would assume it's not worth it. But like content, just content-wise, it's definitely possible. We even, especially the one that I just told you, it was something I did consider at some point and told some people about, hey, how about a tropical island DLC for Rare Empire? So there was on our list. We went for another island, Japan now, which I'm, to be honest, even more excited about, but it is something to consider. Yeah.
Once we wanted to do a preview stream for Tropical Caribbean Skies DLC, and right before a couple of minutes before we started the stream, they uploaded a new version, and I wanted to download it. The problem was at this time there was the release of Cyberpunk 2077, and so everything was down, and I couldn't download the game. It stopped somewhere. I couldn't start it, and so we made the next day the stream. But at this day, there was the only chance to just cancel the stream or open it up, tell it to the people, and yeah, play another game. And then I decided to play Immortal Realms, but it still runned under the title Tropico 6 Caribbean Skies on the different platforms. And there were some people asking, what is that, the a Bloody Skies DLC for Tropico?
It's funny.
So yeah, so
Yeah, development can get quite fun with those last minute builds. I do have my fair share of those as well. Luckily for Rare Empire, we were rather well prepared, so the release on Friday should be very smooth. Should not be an issue at all. Let's see what I'm gonna do here. Sam's fishing ground. Let's get some nice octopus. Yum. I guess. Did I eat octopus yet? I don't think so. Probably try it when I visit Japan. is that? That is right.
Question from Yayo 1212 is that the Steam's feature request forum you mentioned?
Yes,
He's
if you
looking for it.
go to Steam, there should be a bug. No, there should be a bug report subforum if you own the game, like yeah, subforum, and there's suggestions and ideas. I think it's called, or something similar. That's the one. Should be a lot of entries in there already, because the game has been out for quite a while. Okay. We got those two connected. Now we need to connect the other two. Ah, see? So much about not mountainous enough. Look at those train costs.
Yes, that's what
Ah, that's
I
actually good.
always. Oh, I'm playing this game, and when I see so many mountains and I have to build a railroad line through that, it's always
It's quite
killing my wallet.
challenging, yeah.
It's always killing my wallet.
Good thing is that these trains are for freight trains, and the freight trains are specialized if you check them out. Let's see which one is ours. This one. The trajective power is over 200%. That means they're very good at climbing steep mountains, basically. So express trains would get slowed down a lot. But for those freight trains, I'm not really worried, so that's fine. Actually, this.
Steep on the way downhill with a load isn't a big deal anyways.
Yep. Unless you get other trains coming your way.
Oh yeah, Yayo's idea was posted there and I voted it up.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Alright, let's see. Run here. This. Let's wait for some more money. Let's see, personal. So for example, that's just me. I don't really like to bother with train personnel. You do have this higher ore train stuff, and they would just get allocated to your trains directly, but I don't like to micro too much if I don't feel it's efficient enough for me personally. I like to spend the time on track planning more often. That's why I tend to ignore them. But the office personnel I love. I was getting very excited about that. So, freight for... Oh, actually... So the thing is, if the cities are so close together, I just like to run one train from the fishing ground to the town, back to the fishing ground to the other town. And that's what I want to do here as well. So this one should not go to Fukuyama, but instead go to Miyoshi. Freight only. And there's another train. Or not. Okay, the other ones I didn't start yet.
From Vesrix, I feel like spending the time microing the employees would be slightly more rewarding if we were able to hire more of them over time.
But you are you not? Thing is, I'm not very familiar with the personnel because I'm not using them as much. But there are always coming more train personnel. I think if you would just always hire them whenever they show up, you should have quite a lot, I believe. Okay, supply tower. What's this guy's issue? Supply tower, there you go. Alright, so we got those two covered and those three. All of those are getting wood. Soybeans.
Keith Watts, thank you for this game. I enjoy playing it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And you need less space because when you building up model train worlds, this will
Right.
this needs a lot of space. And
It
here,
does. Yeah. So we need one more rural connection. What else do we need? So we're getting octopus, we're getting soybeans, we're getting rice, wood, tea. Okay, we can get started with tea, I guess. There's tea. So when I'm looking for a specific resource, you can always just go here on the flow of goods and go for tea. So we got tea here, yay. Well, so we got also tea over here. That's actually quite close. Even closer than that one. And there's another town. Let's see, our territory includes Okoyama and Tatori, so we should potentially connect them as well. I want to get... Yeah. Alright. So I put you down here in the middle. Then I'm gonna connect you two.
do you have a favorite tea?
Tea. I don't drink any hot beverages except for like a warm chocolate milk
Okay.
in the winter. All of the drinks I'm drinking are coming from the refrigerator. So it's either
Ah,
water or like diet.
I
That's
see.
it. Diet Schwipschwap. It's a German thing. It's
Okay, yes,
basically
yes.
a
I know.
mix of Fanta and Coke. It's great.
Yeah.
Has almost 0 calories, so it's great.
Sounds healthy.
Well, there is those sweeteners, artificial ones in there, so you shouldn't drink too much of those. But I really don't think you should drink your calories. It's not worth it. So much more worth just eating it. And I don't want to gain weight, so.
Yes. Just as me. Oh man. Cadus Bane. More DLC. Yes, yes. Thank you and your whole team. Thanks for playing. I've really loved your game since Port Royal 3 on the PS3. Nice.
Ah,
Thanks a lot.
okay.
Oh, and from Keith Watts, is it better to connect the ends of a track and then adjust it, or lay it down from one end to the other incrementally? Yeah.
So maybe you did see how I was doing this. I guess it comes down to personal preference. Let me just check real quick which one's the better one. This one. So what I always do is I connect them directly. So I go from here. Let's see. I go from here to here. And I just click. And then I see the initial setup, which is usually one of the fastest. I like to address those endpoints a little bit to be even more direct. It's just the curve. Let's see, maybe there's another example that's better. Yeah. For example, okay, let's go. Let's imagine for any reason we would connect those two tracks. See, this would be like the initial proposal, which I never like. What I like to do here in the end, I'm gonna do it. You need to have it curved a little bit, but I don't want to stretch it outward that much. See, if I just do very narrow corners here, it's even straighter. It's less track, which means faster trains. There we go, and then I readjust this a little bit. See, so the initial curve was very round and long, and now it's much more direct. And then I just check for the actual heights. So I do see I do have a lot of bridges here, which I really don't like, and now it gets down to this fun part. Later on, if you already got a big empire running, you probably have enough money to just pay it. You just need to understand that you cannot place supply towers or intersections on bridges. So if I would, for example, add additional intersections, I could only do it here in the middle. That's something to consider. But other than that, in this case, I would actually now go to the intersections and just try to get rid of the bridges, because bridges cost way too much money in the early game. Okay, now I'll ruin my perfect. Okay. I'm not gonna place it just for showcasing it. This is actually a really bad track with all of those elevations. Okay, so I got rid here. There's another bridge. What you can do is then set individual ones. For example, here's a tunnel, which means I just want to try to elevate the track a little bit. Sometimes it helps to just add an additional one, like this. Perfect. We got rid of all of the tunnels and bridges. It does have a lot of inclination here, but that's because we're going through over a hill and another hill. It's not perfect. But what you can do is you just hold shift while on this cone and use your mouse wheel, and then you can even adjust it. So for example, this is... See, this was an initial one, 1917, which is very steep. I don't like that. So just drag it down a little bit.
What
This
about
is much better and
using...
still not a tunnel. If I go too deep, for example, it would become a tunnel here. And that gets expensive, so I don't want that. Just gonna go
Okay.
here, 4 and 5,
What
much better.
about using contour lines and building around some of the steep terrain?
That does make sense in some cases. I'm doing as well. Actually, this one did turn out to be rather direct still, but sometimes I actually need to go around. For example, here. The direct route would have been much more straight like that, but I knew this one would require a bridge. Up here, it would potentially also require a bridge or a tunnel. And here, if I would go straight, it would require more bridges, and bridges are expensive. So I just adjusted it a little bit to keep it as straight as possible without like hills or anything. But yeah, sometimes you can just do a straight line, all flat, which is perfect. Same here. I could have gone over here to make it even more, but that would have been a lot of bridges. Costly. So I just adjusted it marginally. And other than that, I always try to aim for as straight as possible as here. So for example here, I could have done a little turn here to decrease the length of the bridge by a little, but it's probably not worth it. So it's always something you can play around with and see what the best solution is. Okay, but back to business. I hope that answered your question. Let me know if it didn't. Do we have trains here, both direction? I only see one so far. There we go. Okay, both started. Great. Let's see research. Mixed trains. So we don't like dealing with mixed trains. But I just want to go past it all the way here to the express. Kaifujin? Yeah? Let's see if we can unlock it and get all of those nice bonuses. Because faster express trains means much more money. And we like money. Okay, let's finish our next task through connecting the rice.
Yes, thanks from the viewers. Yes, and this is the point. I'm trying to get some nice guests that can help you, that can make progress. I cannot play every game. There are a few of them, but for example, for Railway Empire, Moritz is one of the best guys, and you can ask all your questions.
Yeah. Oh, probably not one of the best, but I think I'm a decent Railway Empire player. And I enjoy it a lot.
Yes, but it is
optimization everywhere.
It is marketing. You know what that means when I'm headlining this stream, Railway Empire with the producer. This is marketing.
Yeah, that is true. Oh,
and not
okay.
Railway Empire with Patrick. Okay. That guy who can play Immortal Realms and build a space base. What can
Oh,
he
that's
tell
good.
us about trains?
Well, you'll learn. Just watch my stream. Haha. Are those guys not getting
Yes.
octopus? That sucks.
Octopus is nice.
Yoshi. They should. There's octopus coming. So what happens here if I just connect one of those rural areas at the start? They are very small. Check out, for example, this tea farm. They're level 1, so they only got a few loads, and if I connect like 4 trains at the same time to that one, half of them are just not getting any of it. So, but they're gonna upgrade rather quickly. That's, I think, why Yoshi didn't get the octopus yet that it needs to grow. Because in
I
it,
like I like octopus.
you do.
It's a rewarding feeling eating a creature that is more intelligent than me.
So you did try before.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just yes, more technology, please. Just trying to figure out who needs tea already. Those 2 towns down here. That's it. I need to make sure that my towns are growing. So they got soybeans. Let's see. They're 100% on rice. Oh, right, sake. Okay, sake. These guys are producing sake. And I can... Oh, actually... let's see. What are these guys producing? Soy sauce. Interesting.
Well, that's tasty.
And that needs soybeans. I think soybeans are down here as well. So I'm going to connect that as well. I do have a lot of money. That's good.
That makes me hungry. The stream. Would love to have some nice sushi with soy sauce.
Okay, first off, I'm gonna get sake to Miyoshi, which is our hometown. Most important. I'm also gonna get sake to Fukushima. Trade, please. And to Hiroshima. There we go. That means these should be growing. Inventor. Is that the one that costs money and gives points, or the other one? No. Gives you innovation points. Yes. Thank you. 2 stars. Nice. Mixed train. Further technology. Nice. Probably need to go this one first, because that one requires 12 unlocked technologies. That will take a while. But this one, potentially. Sounds good. Hudson, Super Hudson. Okay. Alright, several trains are waiting for activation. Let's see. What's the utilization of the tracks? Not too bad. 35%. Alright. So these should be growing now. I need soy in my southern cities. This one is getting soy. Okay, that's good. This one, see, this one is getting soy even without a direct connection, because if you have those industries not connected, they're just going to use their rickshaws and send it over here via land connection. But once you start connecting it, for example, once I start connecting this soybeans to Hiroshima, first off, I'm much more efficient at transporting the soy there. But the other towns are not getting soy anymore from them via street, because now they got a train connection. So I need to keep that in mind. So I think, first off, I'm gonna get one more town. Set up my usual connection. Okay, a lot of tunnels again. Nobody likes tunnels. Oh, that sucks. Okay, there's a bridge and there's a tunnel. How's that? Okay, I probably just need to set it up. That is an expensive track. Probably fine though. We got the money, more or less.
Oh, there is another question. Will this map be playable with the settlements feature from the Australia DLC?
No. That didn't make much sense from a history perspective, I guess, because in this point in time, Japan was already fairly settled, which was not the case for Australia, where the settlement feature made much more sense. I hope I'm more or less right with that. Not my Eastern history is not the strongest, I guess.
Sounded right.
Okay.
Makes sense, yes. I'm reading in the chat, yes, that makes
But
sense.
what we are doing quite a lot is using this territories approach that we introduced in not sure which of the scenarios. In one of the later DLCs, actually, we started using those territories that you can unlock one by one. So that's included. Okay. Got this up and running. We got maintenance building. We got some express trains. More money, please. Call that X.
Territories were the Germany DLC.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense because of all of those territories going on in Germany.
Thanks, Lord Jim.
You
There's so
are
many
very welcome.
DLCs.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. So we had 3 North and South America. We got 3 in Europe. No, 3 in Europe. 4 in Europe. We had Sweden. 3 Northern Europe as well. 4 in Europe, I think. Then Australia, which brings it to a total of 8.
I like DLCs.
And I guess this is the 9th? It's been so many. They're all fun, but it's been a lot of DLCs. I think one of my favorite ones is still Crossing the Andes. Where the name was actually the one that I proposed, which I'm very happy with.
Okay.
The Mexican one, the first one, I like a lot. Then the Australia one, actually, I thought was pretty cool. Settlement mechanics, I like that a lot as well. And Japan now, like this one. Okay. More soy. Soy sauce.
Oh, and here's a chance for my favorite answer from Pruichi2. Sorry, I can't read your nickname. Any plans for more expansions? Yeah. You are on Twitch. The best thing is head over to Calypso Live. Oh, is it Dutch? Oh, okay. Okay, the best thing, you're on Twitch. Head over to Calypso Live on YouTube. This is a channel where we produce some news videos and stuff. Maybe subscribe and hit the notification bell. Try that out. And as soon as I have the possibility or when a game is announced or a DLC is announced, I will do a news video for that, and you will get notified when you have activated this notification bell. And then maybe there is the right news for you. Otherwise, you have to check out some articles and stuff and try that out. If you don't like it, you can unsub this. But it helped a couple of people here. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, so we cannot tell. So this is the future now. This is not out yet, and now talking about future DLCs is a little bit, hard because we have now
yeah.
we have the future here and now.
Also, basically, the decision for DCs, it's not Patrick's nor mine to take. That's something that's decided on the higher level. That's management deciding that. So it depends. We'll have to see. We can't tell you if we have anything planned. If we don't have, we'll see.
Yes, for sure. We know more than you viewers out there, that's for sure. But we aren't allowed to talk about all that stuff because there is a marketing plan behind that and stuff. And as soon they put the paper on my table and say yes, it is announced, create some content for that, I will do that.
It didn't work out as planned. Okay, tea from Yoshi. Doesn't need it yet, but very soon. Tea for Fukuyama. Right on. Tea for Kura. So there's tea, but there's tea as well. Let's see what else we need. Okay, we're almost done. So this one we didn't get done in half of the time. That's why we didn't get a golden check. Here, task complete in half of the time. Did get that done. This one we're probably also not gonna get done in half of the time because I just forgot to establish the initial trains. Which is not great. Okay, Hiroshima, and I don't want to build businesses yet. Hiroshima, the preserve, this one. I want another one of those, please. Because they are producing soy sauce. That means their soybean consumption is much higher. Yep, 2.7. That means at the same time that we can deliver soy sauce now. There we go. Fried only. And you will get soy sauce as well. Okay. Can we finally proceed now to our next set of tasks? Let's see. Let's go, guys! We are earning a lot of money. We're just waiting now. Meanwhile, I'll just connect the other towns to get even more money. To be ready once the new set of tasks is opening up. Actually, I'll take the inner ones. I think we're on autumn. See all of those trees turning red? I like red a lot. Makes sense. Oh, we're in September. That does make sense.
Oh, from Stephen Jacques. Hi, devs. I love this game. Love the way Gaming Minds create strategy management games and how you bring them to console too. If there was ever a Railway Empire 2, I'd love the modern era. Nice, thanks.
Okay,
But we
thanks for letting us know.
aren't the devs. We are the publisher part. But maybe there is someone from Gaming Minds here watching that stream and
well,
sees that.
You are not dev. In theory, I am like something in between because
That's right.
my job is I am the contact to the studios. So I am also discussing the design with them, for example. So we got regular status calls each week where we talk to each other and discuss game design and so on. Bring in our new ideas and find solutions together which make all of us happy. That's why I'm also in charge, for example, of the Steam forums, parts of it, to gather feedback and so on. So if you let us know your feedback, it helps, definitely. Because usually what we have to do is always find what the majority of people wants, and then we're gonna try to do that. That's every piece of feedback counts. Then I'm just gonna collect the feedback from everybody. Oh, let's actually see our travelers. We haven't done that for a while. Average price is down. Okay. This doesn't look good. Why are they not happy? Oh. Probably reduce it a little again. Yep, that makes... Oh. I want more people traversing my lines. So definitely want to have that. Above 100% happiness. Let's see here. Oh, that's a lot. Let's squeeze some more money out of those guys. Let's see. Why is that not working? Ah, there we go. Yep. The other lines are still fairly fresh. Need to get established first.
It is of the utmost importance that you get the trade of goods going again. For years, there have been plans to bring the railways back under state control. If you are successful with your tasks here, that should get the ball rolling.
Ooh. Okay, the first two new tasks should be easy. We need to boost the area of Shugoku to 270,000 inhabitants overall. Holy. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. We need another 50,000. That should work. Okay. Alright. So, let's first connect all of our other towns. We got enough money coming in now. Do I want a direct connection here? I do. Okay. Well, 3 million, we probably don't have that that kind of money yet. That's better. Let's see. Can we get rid of those tunnels? That is much better already. That is better. See here, I'm doing a little curve because it's just... I'm gonna keep that bridge. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, from Stephen Jacques, there is one thing I've always wondered with the random map option in Railway Empire. Why can we not use a random map from the other DLCs and not just the US-based map? I'd like to use the German map as the base for a random map.
Okay. As usual, I would ask you to report that in the Steam forums. It's a valuable wish, I guess. That just comes down to additional work. It was not on our schedule yet for improving the random maps. Because we always need to figure out what people want the most. And from what I can tell so far, the random maps generator is great, but it's not the main feature that people are playing with. That's why it didn't get many improvements. Yeah, but let us know via the Steam stuff forum, feature requests and suggestions, or suggestions and ideas, something like that. And we can check it out later when we look for stuff that people want in the game. That's a very big bridge. That's better. That is better as well. Okay. I see that what the problem is. Okay. Much cheaper already.
A little mobility is good for people, as it is said that traveling broadens
Yep.
one's horizon.
We already got fairly productive train lines going on. So let's do this. More signals.
Oh, Keith Watts, he bought his on his version on the Epic platform. I'm not so familiar with Epic. Is there anything like that Steam forum? Do you know
No,
that?
Epic does not offer that.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's something we don't have any influence on. That's 100% done by Epic. Personally, I've always been wondering why they didn't give their customers more space on the platforms to
I think they
voice their
believe
opinions.
I think they believe 2 free games per month is enough for the customers.
Yeah, I mean, initially they did say they would still do more stuff and introduce more features and so on. I have been surprised personally. Okay, they need rice. They don't get any wood. Why they're not getting any wood?
Can I just email you my suggestions? I think not personally, but
You
we
could
have
send an email to the support at
support.
calypsomedia.com. That would work. They would also store it in our system, and I'm getting feedback from the support as well. So that would work indeed. Yoshi? They should be sending wood to Matsu. Why they're not doing that? Let's check their workload. Not too bad. Where are they going now? To Miyoshi. Okay. Did I mess something up here? I'm confused. Why these guys are lacking wood? Ah, because they're okay, that makes sense. They're consuming all of the wood for lumber. That means they need even more wood. There you go, my friend. And what else do they need to grow? They're even declining, that's not good. They do need soy sauce and sake. And rice. They need rice. We got rice here. In that case, let's head for the dirty option. I'm just gonna connect these quickly. There we go. Oof, that's a lot of money. We don't want bridges. We do not want tunnels either. That should be great. Yep. And it can also be a one-way train because I just need it to supply these guys. Why does that not work? Ah, of course. Of course. I think it... Did I mess it up? Let's see, I did. So...
Oh, there is a viewer from Brazil. Hey.
Oh, hello.
cannot spell his nickname. It's KXHDHD.
We did have Brazil covered in Crossing the Andes before you requested Brazil DLC. I remember playing that scenario. Did he have a question or?
No, just said hi
Okay.
from Brazil.
Well, hi from Germany, I guess. It's always love it nowadays how you're connected. It's astonishing. Okay, let's see our. Okay, we are growing, which is great. This town is still growing. Fukuyama's not. Why not? What else do they need? They do need clothes and yukata. I guess that's Japanese clothing. They don't have any wood. They don't have any soybeans either. Because they're producing. Okay, that makes sense. Soybeans. Let's see. More soybeans, please, for Fukuyama. Let's create another additional one. They need wood. Where's the wood coming from? Up here. Fukuyama. Okay, there's wood incoming. That's good. What does the mediator do again? Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Which one's our hometown? We can make it grow faster, Miyoshi. We want that. That comes in handy. Promoter, Miyoshi. 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 There we go. Now it grows even faster. It's great. More technology? Yes, please. What else can we do for you?
Oh, Keith Watts. He's from Seattle and visited Germany and enjoyed it very much. Everyone was very friendly. Yeah, Seattle is also a place I would love to travel to, but I'm a huge NBA basketball fan since the early 90s, and Seattle doesn't have a team anymore for years.
I've actually been living for a year in Minnesota when I was still in high school. Did an
Oh,
exchange
okay.
here.
They have a basketball team.
Yeah, but Minnesota they're really into hockey. That was quite fun actually. First time I went to a hockey game,
Okay.
there were those guys just beating each other up. And I really didn't get it because we don't have that in our German sports. We just
Mhm.
get specific players just entering the field to beat each other up. And it took my host family a while to explain to me what's happening there. Because I was
Okay.
just standing there, okay, this is not right. Why are you guys doing that? Doesn't make any sense to me. It was confusing. Okay, we're gonna get some fiber so that we can produce clothes. Let's get some clothes going. There we go. Did I clone it or did I not clone it? I guess I didn't. Okay, that should work. Alright, how many more citizens do we need? 20,000. Oh, and these guys now produce clothing. That's great. Are those two actually connected? Miyoshi and Fukuyama.
Pastry would be better. Did you have any nice pastry before the stream, as always?
Actually, I cut down my pastry. I got my Friday now as my pastry day. I got a
Okay.
very nice one called Rosinenschnecke. I'm actually quite happy. I live in northern Germany now again, and they are all over. I don't know what the name for that is in English. Basically, you can put sugar on all your pastry, powdered sugar, but you can also mix it with water or citron juice to make it like glazing, I guess.
Okay.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they have it a lot in northern Germany. I just love it. I'm really looking forward. Actually, I made pancakes today.
Mm.
My first try at pancakes, to be honest.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think wasn't too bad.
Sounds good.
Got some nice fair trade ingredients. It was good.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, here from Keith Watts. When one can afford it, should warehouses be located at farms or at cities?
Oh, that's actually a very good question. Personally, one second. I just need to expand my main stations. We don't have enough time for set up the separate track, but I mostly those warehouses I place them next to cities. For example, I would place one here, I'll place another one here, and a third one here, more or less. Then I can connect all of those to the other cities, but also to the plantations. At the plantations, I just create train stations. If I need them more often, I just use the smallest with signaling control, because then I can just ship it to in every direction. But warehouses are usually, in my personal experience, what I like to place them next to cities, just like that. 1, 2, 3, and then just connect them, because you don't need a big warehouse that stores a lot of different goods at a plantation for tea that just produces tea and nothing else. That's not really the point, in my personal opinion. So, of course, comes down to personal preference, but I think you should place them next to your cities. And what I do then, for example, if I would have a warehouse here and another one here, I would connect those two, and then I would have this tea connected to that warehouse, and I would just send one train to that warehouse, exchanging tea, of course, but also just one using the track going to the other warehouse. Because you cannot just lay tracks everywhere, right? At some point you're too boxed in. I mean, here it would potentially work, but in other situations it doesn't. So of course you need to find the most efficient way for doing that. But next to cities would definitely be my answer to that question. Oh, we're almost done? Oh no, we need to transport a total of passengers. No! Damn it. Should have built more connections first. I missed that. Okay. That just takes time. That was my bad. Because I would really like to reach the split in this scenario. So I haven't experienced it myself yet, where you can choose between which way to go to move forward. Let's see if we can get that done today or not. Tunnels. That is expensive, but we do have a lot of money coming in, so that should be fine.
Oh, it's Stevenson's rocket available on this map.
Your trains not only enliven the region, they also generate a...
1 second.
This is important, so that the railway can grow on its own, and does not become a millstone around the state's neck.
Oh shoot! I thought we had that done already. That's a specific engine, I assume. I don't know, to be honest. It's one of the old ones. Can you tell me from which area it is? Like, which... You know how you have those different... These are the ones starting from 1910 in general, so the really late ones. You got other ones. What was the name again, Patrick? I guess we can just check it out.
Stevenson's rocket.
Shake Clay, Brox Marble.
Britain. It's from Britain.
I assume probably not. Reindeer, Dunham, John Bull, Grasshopper. Nope. Not on this one. Come on. Some more money, please. There we go. And then we're gonna check the utilization of our express trains to see if we can just get
Oof.
some more.
From Glen B, Love Railroad, Railway Empire. He
Not a
wrote.
railroad tycoon, is it?
No, he wrote. I'm just reading text, and he wrote Railroad Empire, but he means the right one, Railway Empire. Check your Miyoshi Totori signals. He wrote.
Miyoshi Totori. So you think there's a problem? I'll do in a sec. Maybe. Tell me why, so that I know what I should be looking for. But at least my trains have been going, I think, so far. So I might have misplaced them again, maybe. Because I'm so nervous to be on stream here. Might be a possibility. Let's see. Signals. Okay, you're right. They're in the wrong way. Once I would start creating intersections, that will lead to problems.
These viewers have eagle eyes. That is
Yeah.
my experience.
See, they're going on the left side. Basically, British trains, I guess. I'm not sure. Are British trains also driving on the left side? No idea.
I don't know.
But did somebody say that in Japan they're driving on the left side as well? So this one would, I guess, be correct.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yes, let us pass, please. Oh, that's Cherry Blossom again, driving to the Miyoshi, our hometown. We hit almost over 80 miles per hour there. That was nice. Let's see, which track are we gonna get assigned?
I think that's enough to for travel through time.
Okay, who's waiting for us here? Okay. Hello, my friend. Got some wood here, some rickshaws passing by. Hello. Oh, we got some guys up here on the tender. Hey guys. Oh, our train just turned around. Let's go. Choot choot. Choot choot. Alright. How are we doing on our task? Come on. Let's see. Workload.
Oh, British trains drive on the left, but there are exceptions.
In Britain.
Mm.
That sounds problematic.
I think the most interesting question is, where does Swedish trains drive? Because the Swedish guys, they are changing their street sides more often, or they change the street sides more often than any other country, I think. I think the last time was in the 50s, 1950s, I guess.
That is interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I also lived in Sweden, by the way.
Come on.
They were driving on the right side of the road, yeah? At least my personal opinion.
Okay.
Okay, these are all yellow. That means it doesn't make much sense to add additional express trains. Yellow is fine. These are green. Let's see. These are green as well. Yeah. Big problem here is that those big freight trains here, okay, that's a little ugly, let me disable it, are blocking the railroads now from our much faster express trains. See, that one needs to slow down, the poor guy. Just wait for this one, transporting the sake. Let's see. Oh, one more, and we could unlock this one, making us even faster. I mean, it doesn't make too much sense, but since they're still getting blocked. But that will mean we could finish our task. Yeah, we can probably get it. Let's just speed up. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. We're done with the stream, but I think we need to finish this task.
If you want to finish it, we
Should-
can go
should
into
be fast.
overtime.
Yeah. I'm gonna unlock the Hudson. Let's see, how much better is the Hudson? 74 miles per hour compared to 71. Not that much faster, but the trajective power 102 to 129. Nice. That means much faster when going across hills. Okay. Makes sense. Oh, somebody told me no suitable freight for this train available. That is Hiroshima to... It's probably freight train, I would assume. Yep. Both producing Sake now, so there's no point in having a train. Freight train going between those two. Just gonna delete it. I'm curious. I'm pretty sure the next task would make us choose between. Let me actually save it. Japan's stream 1. Oh, Matsugro's even bigger. Nice. What are they producing now? They're turning rice into noodles. Rice noodles. Yay!
Oh, from Winchester Mod 94.
We
Hey,
did it.
thank you guys for the new DLC. I really enjoy the game, and I hope it's worth your time to continue making content for it.
Yeah,
Sounds good. Thank you.
very reasonable, yeah. But we did finish our task.
Ultimately, it's not even possible to move military troops within a few days from one part of the country to another.
Okay, why is the guy talking about military guys now?
Smallest trifles, and it's almost impossible to get them to cooperate. But not anymore. The Parliament of the Empire approved the nationalization of the railways, and in this part of Japan, it is your responsibility to implement it. You should be clear about the next steps. Which region do you want to clean up
Oh,
first?
nice. So now we're at this crossroads. I can gain access to one of the 3 additional areas, and I need to choose Kyushu, Kinki, or Shikoku. So, we could do all of this. This is a huge area. Ooh. And this is where the Shimazu clan was, with the nice samurai, katana samurais. Better ones. Very good in Total War. Shogun 2. This one does has 2 landmarks. Oh, we didn't connect our landmark at all. Oh no. That would have been a lot of extra money. We like money. We could do Shikoku, which is a rather small area, which means we could potentially do it quickly. Which does make sense. I'll leave it running to get some more money. Or we could go Kinki, which is a rather big one. I think what I'd like to do is just absorb this small island for now. First off, we can do our research. But I just need the money to unlock now. So let's get some additional shares. That sounds good. Pay back this one. Get another one. And there we have our money. Let's see what happens if we unlock this one.
The Nationalization Act has several clear goals for you to achieve. Only then can you also buy up the shares in private companies. Oh dear. The local company
Oh dear.
operates groups with high profit expectations. The economy in the region cannot grow like this.
Alright. Connect 5 towns, rule businesses, and boost area to additional inhabitants. From 0. 0 can't be right. There would be some people living here. I guess it will update next month. Okay, interesting. So first off, I need to connect all of that with having those stupid competitor rails in the way. I don't like that. And I assume this AI would also be expanding from now on, so I need to be extra quick about it. And then I can buy them up and just take them over and delete all of their inefficient rails. Look at that. Yeah. Sounds good. Alright, but I think this is where we call it the stream. I hope you guys had a lot of fun taking part. I certainly did. I love this game. It's great. I'll actually get some... let's at least get some autumn again. Let's see. August. I also really like the change. The cherry blossom coming up here. And I think we didn't hear that much yet. Part of the DLC is also Japanese music. Japanese theme music, which I like a lot. Very cool in my opinion. Yeah.
Wow,
So,
nice.
it's gonna be released on Friday. Can get it on our Calypso shop already. And also on Steam. And thank you very much. So, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks to all the viewers and all your active. It was a really nice active part. All the viewers here, thanks a lot. Yes, Friday is release day, as Moritz told you, and all I have to say is next Wednesday. It looks like we have a very special stream as well. It looks like we will stream Distant Kingdoms.
Ooh, that's
It's in
exciting.
yes, it's in early access on Steam, and it got a lot of love, I've
Choo
heard.
choo. What's going on?
It got a lot of love. So maybe you're watching us next Wednesday, Calypso live on Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, good night, and until next time. Bye.
Bye.